Hey, what's up? I'm back again. It's Monica here with another video. And today I'm going to be doing a video on the full moon that's going to be happening on March 20th in the sign of Libra. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing individual videos for the month of April. Unfortunately, there's like some construction or something going on outside. So if you hear some funny noise in the background, I do apologize for that. But this is going to be a quick video anyways. Now, how I'm gonna be doing this video is I picked out 4 decks of cards. So from my Angel Tarot deck, so I picked out four of these cards, but 4 groups of cards. So there's group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So if you have a question that, has been on your mind, or there's something that, you want to know and you're unsure, then now's the time to ask the question. And what I'll do after I'm done explaining the things that we're to expect for the full moon in Libra, then I will pull these cards and tell you. So we have group 1, 2, 3, and 4. So choose a group, or you could just listen to the cards and see how they resonate with you. So we are having a full moon in Libra on March 20th. And Libra is the sign of partnerships. It's also the sign of business ventures, okay? So when we're looking at Libra and there being a full moon in Libra, a lot of people are starting to reach a new height in their relationships. A lot of people are reaching a different level, okay? You might be reaching a different level in your partnerships. You might be reaching a different level in your relationships, okay? Or maybe you're changing the way you are going about these kind of relationships, okay? Because Libra is the sign of partnerships, and the opposite sign of Libra is Aries. Now, Aries is the sign of self. Aries is about me, self. It's the baby of the zodiac. It's the sign that's focused on itself. It's also a sign of pioneering, okay? So when there's a full moon, the full moon is at opposition with the sun, okay? So the sun is going to be moving into the sign of Aries, and the moon is going to be in Libra. So whenever there's a full moon, we're being asked to look at these 2 aspects in our life. Now, these aspects are going to affect you differently depending on where they land in your chart. Now, because I can't see your chart, I can't tell you exactly how it's going to affect you. But what I can tell you is what the energies are. And through understanding the energies, you'll be able to apply this knowledge to your life accordingly, okay? So there's going to be an aspect between the full moon in junction to Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, okay? So that to me signals that there's going to be a lot of surprises or changes happening in relationships, or that have already come to culmination. Because the full moon, there's a reason why the moon is full. The moon becomes full because it means that something has reached totality. Something has reached its peak, okay? So in these relationships, with the moon full in Libra, something is coming to, a fullness in relationships. Something is being completed, okay? Something you might have been waiting for a long time is finally coming through, or finally being completed. Now, with it aspecting Uranus in Taurus, okay, Uranus represents, changes, okay? Changes, unpredictability, surprises. It's the planet of being unconventional. So a lot of relationships and business ventures may be going through some sort of change that is unconventional, okay? Something that may have never happened before is going to happen. That creates some sort of surprise or, uniqueness, okay? Because when we talk about innovation, or we talk about um, surprises, innovation, changes. This is all under Uranus, and Uranus is a very innovative planet. So when it's aspecting the full moon, some of you may have been working on a project or are going to be working on a project that's, related to innovation or changes. Okay. And this full moon is really focusing on the balance between self and relationships. So people need or should balance their relationships with others and themselves. So a lot of people may want to focus more on themselves around this time. They may want to, figure out what they want for themselves, because there may be a conflict between Libra and the self. Okay. Now, Mars is ruled by the sign of Aries, and Venus is ruled by the sign of Libra. And if you look at the chart, which I will pull up, of the full moon, okay, so here's the chart of the full moon. And you could see, based on the chart, okay, you could see that, if we're looking at Aries, where's Aries currently? It's in Taurus. Okay, it's in Taurus. So Aries is in Taurus at 23 degrees. And it's aspecting the sign of Jupiter, okay, at 23 degrees, in an injunction as well too. Okay. Now, if we look at Venus, Venus is currently at 23 degrees, and that's in the sign of Aquarius. Okay. So there is a square between Venus and Mars. Okay. So it's important in astrology that you're looking at the rulers of where the full moon is happening in the chart. Okay, so because Libra is ruled by Venus and Aries is ruled by Taurus, there is some tension there. Okay, there may be some tension or some challenges during this full moon. But what I believe that these tensions are going to help us grow into the area that we want to, the direction that we want to go in. Okay, because there was a lot of changes that recently happened with Uranus leaving the sign of Aries and moving into the sign of Taurus. So there is some changes that are taking place, and these changes are very large changes. And the reason why these changes are very large is because of the aspect it's making to the sign of Libra. Okay, so we have to keep in mind that these changes, some of us might think these changes are too much for us to handle. But what they're going to do is they're going to create self-preservation. They're going to be creating an ability to move to the next level. So for those of you that want to move to the next level, okay, don't feel overwhelmed by this full moon, okay? Because whatever happened a year ago, okay, because we did have, I believe it was in March 31st. Yeah, so I just had to look up. In March 2018, on the 31st, we had a blue moon. And something around that time, if you go back to that time, if you can remember, there was some sort of development that happened in your life that might pertain to this full moon that is happening in the sign of Libra. So my vision on this energy that we're going to have is a lot of it has to do with relationships. A lot of relationships are either going to be moving to the next level or they're not going to be moving to the next level. And it's going to be dependent on the individuals in the relationships. If you want to move to the next level, then you're going to move to the next level. If you don't want to move to the next level, then you're not going to do that. But it's completely up to you and your partner. And around the full moon is also a full moon of new beginnings. And the reason why I say that, even though a full moon does not represent new beginnings, it represents like completion, right? But the reason why I say it represents new beginnings is because we're jumping into spring now. And spring is, you know, is a new start for us. It's, you know, spring forward, when the time changes and things just change in general. So, you know, we're going to be expecting these new developments or completion in relationships and businesses, okay? And also being able to have balance between the self and the relationships that we're in, okay? So also just keep in mind that, you know, having Venus square Mars, this is a lesson. There's going to be a challenge. There may be a challenge for some of you, not all of you, but some of you may experience a challenge. And what I'm going to be doing, based on the last readings that I did for the month of March, I'm going to be doing a reading for each sign, because the way I do astrology is I talk about houses and transits. I focus on houses and transits. And there's many different aspects in astrology that you can look at. But for me, I've studied houses and transits because the transits represent something that we're personally experiencing in our life, okay, from different levels, all right? And these changes are constantly happening because the universe is constantly moving, okay? So yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes to the full moon in Libra. Just remember, the full moon represents cultivation or culmination. Excuse me, that represents, you know, fullness. So just keep in mind that balancing, you know, what you do for others and what you do for yourself is really important in this time, okay? So I'm going to jump into the cards now. I picked one deck, 4 groups of cards. So if you choose group number 1, I'll tell you what the cards say here. Now I'm just going to pull one more card. Okay. Okay, so you have 4 cards. The first card says 3 of Earth. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player. Okay, so like I said about business, this card to me sounds like it has something to do with business, because it says something about being a team player. And like I said, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are going to find it difficult to find balance between themselves and everybody else. Themselves and everybody else. And it's important with the energy that's going on that you balance this. Libra is asking you to balance the energy between you and yourself. So there is power for creativity, and there is power for you to turn into the butterfly that you want to be. But you have to be a team player, okay? And a lot of you are producing very high quality work at this time, so continue doing that. Okay, then we have plans that need revision. Okay, so when we talk about revision, we're talking about Mercury still in retrograde. So, you know, a lot of you might think around the full moon that the project you're working on can be, you know, can be just handed out, can be given out. Some of you might think, oh, the project's done, it's ready to be launched. Well, it's really important that you think twice, because it says plans need revision. Okay, plans need revision. Just because the full moon happens, a lot of people are going to be wanting to push forward at that time. And because there's endings, not endings, but there's completions. Completions is a better word to say. Completions are happening, right? So people may think, oh, because there's a full moon, because we feel full moons, okay? Full moons, we feel them. And the reason why we feel them is because if you look at the scientific data behind a full moon actually, the tides in the ocean rise, the sap in the tree rises. People are, you know, could feel the energetic pull of the moon in their body. Okay, so that's what pushes people to want to do, go ahead with things. That energy pushes people to want to go ahead with things. So it says plans need revision. More going on than meets the eye, poor timing. And this represents the Mercury retrograde, okay? Even though something may feel like it's completed, it's not, okay? Take your time, don't rush, even though it's a full moon, okay? The next card is events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. So some of you, not all of you, but some of you may feel like delays are coming to an end, because after the full moon, 8 days after the full moon, and usually it takes about a day or two for the full moon to really be felt. During the full moon, things don't really happen. You feel something, but the actual activities of the full moon will not take place until either 2 days before the full moon or 2 days after the full moon. So the delays are slowly going to be over, and things are going to start feeling like they're going to speed up. Okay, because right now the energy is very dormant. A lot of people are kind of slow in doing things right now, and that's because of the retrograde. An unwise choice, learn what you can from the situation, review everyone's motives. So again, like I said, there's going to be a certain need for us to look at the self and the other person. Okay, some of you are dealing with relationships that need to be focused on, business relationships that need to be focused on. Some of you need to look at how you deal with other people in your business. How do you go about dealing with people in your business? Maybe you need to fix something that needs to be worked on in your business, okay, in order to create innovation, because of that connection with the full moon and Uranus, because Uranus is asking us to be different. Everybody is doing everything the same. We need to try to be different in our relationships, in our partnerships. This is a time and a must need a change right now in how we deal with other people and our business and ourselves. Okay, so the second pile that I have is air, 2 of air, and it says being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. Okay, so some of you are avoiding an issue or a problem that needs to be discussed. Okay, and the next card we have is the Empress. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Okay, so remember I talked about the balance between the self and others. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, truth delivered without tact. So some people are going to be feeling the pressure from the full moon to be focused on the other person and then focus on themselves, focus on the other person, focus on themselves. Okay, so delays, changes to plans. This is why it's important during Mercury retrograde. Like I said in my video with Mercury retrograde, make sure that you're revising things before you go out and do them. Okay, and this has to do with logic, honesty, impulsion, and being curious. Okay, and the last card we have for the second deck is a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict. So like I said, a lot of these cards are representing the self and relationships that are coming up right now. So a lot of you are going to be forgiving somebody that maybe have done you wrong in the past around the full moon. Okay, some of you are going to be back in contact with past lovers or past relationships, and you're going to offer forgiveness to this person, which is going to allow you to grow perhaps with this person, or maybe even just to grow within yourself. Okay, now moving on to deck number 3, we have gifts of money, time or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. So like I said, there is going to be a completion, and we're talking about Libra. There's the scales for Libra. So some of you have business that you're doing right now that is going to really gift you with money. And because of your time and your effort towards the other person, that's really going to pay off for you. And that's going to create new career opportunities for you because of the positive decisions that you've made. Okay, don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So some of you are doubting yourselves, okay? And, some of you are like this picture, okay? Trying to stand on your own in whatever you're trying to accomplish, okay? So it says continue doing that. Don't give up. A lot of you are feeling, especially during the Mercury retrograde, a lot of you are feeling discouraged, but you should continue. Keep going in what you're doing. And then it says here, skilled work is rewarded. So the work that you're doing right now, if you did pick deck number 3, the work that you're doing right now is really rewarding. You may not see it right now, but it is rewarding, and it's helping other people. Learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. So some of you might be studying as well, you know, thinking about studying just to enhance the career that you're currently in or the business that you're doing, or just to gain knowledge for yourself. And then the final card says victory, good news is on the way, public recognition or a reward. So because you did all this investing, you know, investing in yourself, helping the other, you're riding away on the horse in victory, and all the people are there just supporting you. Okay, that's what I see here for those of you who chose deck number 3, okay? And then the final deck that we have here, we have deck number 3, which is brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Okay, and again, we have balance again. So, you know, balance represents Libra. Balance is the scales. So some people need balance around this time, around the full moon, between themselves and their relationships. There needs to be balance here, okay? The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. So a lot of you need to balance and compromise in order to get what you want out of a situation. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans, okay? And the last card is a successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered, okay? The Midas touch. So, like I said, a lot of these cards have to do with patience, balance, believing in yourself, you know, not giving up. So these are the energies, you know, and also keeping in mind with the retrograde that, you know, even though you feel like pushing forward, take your time in all of this. So thank you for tuning into my full moon Libra report. If this is something that interests you, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will be doing more videos for the individual signs. I will be talking about the transits and how they're going to be affecting your personal sign. So it's important that you subscribe to my channel so that you get that information. And also keep in mind, by liking, sharing, and commenting on my videos, I'm able to produce your video faster. So there is 12 signs in the zodiac, and I have, you know, for example, this month I had Virgo was one of my top sign that, you know, liked my videos, they commented, and also there was the most views for Virgo. So the first video I'm going to be doing is going to be for the sign of Virgo. So don't forget to subscribe and also click the notification button, the bell that's on there, so that you receive all of the videos on time. This helps me to connect more with you. It helps me to connect with your energy. You know, when you like, when you subscribe, when you comment, I could feel your energy. That's something I could feel and I can incorporate into the following readings that I do, okay? So if you have any questions about this Libra full moon, I think I've covered mostly what I want to cover. If there's anything else, I will add more information. But if you have a question or you are interested in knowing more about this, please comment below in the comment section. And also stay tuned for your monthly forecast for April, okay? This is Monica Love, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.